Actually, this isn't even a would you rather. This is more so like just a question in general, but it's like a you can give an interesting answer to this. So, I seen this thing online, right? And I thought it was hella dumb until I really thought about it. So like how much of a machine has to be connected to a person in order for them to be a cyborg?
I think it has to be. How is that a dumb question?
No, okay. The only reason it became dumb because the person that I seen that was talking about it was all like, "What if I like tape the gun to my hand or something like that?" And I'm just like, "Wait, is that even electronic?"
I
I
think
think
it.
that's just
I think it has to be like in some form electronic, and it has to
yeah.
be like a part of you. It can't just be like in a. Well, I guess an attachment is a vague term. Like it has to be attached to you in some way that it's like meant to be there. Like for example, would you consider a prosthetic heart making someone a cyborg?
Nah.
Okay, okay.
Because
Like
I
it's
feel like a cyborg will have to like have
like when I
like
think
a plus on the like
it kind of has to enhance them in some way.
yeah, like let me explain just a little bit, right? Like if a person can't like couldn't walk their whole life and then they could walk, maybe you can argue that that is cybernetic enhancement or something like that. But like if you were able to walk and then lost the ability to walk and then was able to walk again, that's just you getting like that technique back, you know what I mean? But like if you had an arm that was 10 times stronger than your body or some shit like that, then that would be like, oh yeah, you're a cyborg type. Or like a you know, if that makes sense. Or like, you know how like okay, better question is when Tesla makes those freaking chips to put in our heads or
I
whatever,
would not
are
consider that
we
a cyborg. No,
no? Okay,
I
well,
don't
why
think
would you
so
say that?
because it's. I
Is
just
it
feel
not
like there's.
enough?
I feel like in like I feel like this is a weird way of putting it, but yeah, it feels like it's not enough. Like yeah, it's also like they've already done tests where like I think they can control computer mice with it, but it's I don't know, it's tricky because it's not it's only really enhancing your brain, and at that point it's like more making you a computer, um kind of. I don't know, like when I think of a cyborg, like the first thing that comes into my head is like cyborg, right? Like the character, because like
Yeah, yeah.
duh, it's his
I'm
name.
thinking too. Yeah.
But I don't know, I'd say it needs to be like maybe like 50-45% ratio of machine to human.
Mm, you think? Wait, what was the
Like
percentage you said?
50-45% machine. Like
40.
my robot arm and my avatar, would you consider that to make me a cyborg?
Nah, you don't have enough robot in you, bro.
Yeah,
You have an arm,
it's
bro.
like
That's not
no, it's
all
like
robo.
10% maybe.
Yeah, that's like if anything, you're just a guy with a robot
I'm
arm.
just I'm not enhanced because like I mean it's an enhancement, right? Because like there's a screen on it that's meant to like control the arm, but it's not like meant to make me superhuman.
Yeah, like you kind of just got like a stream deck on your arm, technically. Like it's more so
Uh,
convenience, though. Like you can play Pokemon anytime.
nah,
Nah,
it wouldn't be able to perform well.
yeah, you're right. That's just dog shit. Nah, imagine having a cybernetic arm to play games and this still lags. I'll be so pissed off.
I'd probably only be able to run like mobile games and maybe DS games.
Nah, hell nah. Being an amputee just to get mobile games is crazy. I'm gonna play Clash Royales on my arm. That's fucking crazy. So
Actually, you probably play Game Boy, NES, maybe SNES games pretty well.
yeah, probably. Okay, for give me your top three draft for superheroes without superpowers. Go.
My draft?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like
Like,
I'm
like.
drafting characters or I am like creating characters.
Oh no, no, no! You're drafting them. So like you gonna draft the three, and then I'm gonna draft the three,
Oh,
and then
like
we gonna
sports
see
team. Okay.
who's the best. Yeah. Like
Without
you got to get your
superpowers.
main runner. You need a leader, and then you need like a, you know what I mean? Like think about it.
Okay. Is money a superpower?
I know exactly who you're picking, but we're not going off of we're not going off of that. No,
So money is not a superpower.
you can use you. No, yes, yes, yes. Money is a superpower, actually.
Okay. Okay. Um.
Batman is is off limits, bro.
Yes,
Batman is off limits.
you knew exactly where I was going.
Yes,
It's
because
prep time.
that was my first thought too.
Yeah, it's prep time. I need to get Batman prep time. He wins. But okay.
Bruh, fuck that.
I'd say probably Daredevil.
Hmm.
Let's see, without superpowers, Daredevil. Hmm. Hawkeye.
Hmm.
Not sure who I should go with for the third pick. Now, what's the outcome of this? Or is it like to the death, or is it just like unconscious?
Nah, you just picking three, bro.
Okay. I guess Punisher, just to be safe.
Punisher. I mean,
Punisher.
that's a
Well,
valid pick.
Daredevil and Punisher, you already got to go to pick right there, and then Hawkeye for ranged.
Mhm. So you pretty much named all Marvel characters. That's funny.
Well,
So
I don't really know DC all that much. Like, other than Batman, you have like 5 Robins to pick from.
you could choose Rob. Actually, wait, that's actually a great idea too.
Yeah, other than that, I don't really know DC all that well.
Oh no, that's funny as hell. How
Is it
this
because
is
all your
going off
characters are
sidetrack.
DC?
Yeah, yeah, because my favorite comic books are usually DC stuff because I don't know why I never really got into Marvel like that. I think it's like I like Marvel movies the most. Nah, that's cap because I like Batman movies the most. Batman movies are probably my favorite movies. I mean, superhero movies for the most part. Anyway, we're going super sidetracked. I would choose Red Hood #1 because you got Punisher. I need Red Hood because that's actually a person that's going to actually shoot somebody. And then we're gonna get another gunner. Let's get Deadshot, not Will Smith though. And then, oh wait, I said superheroes, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So scratch that
Actually,
guy.
wait, did you say superheroes or did you say? I think you did say superhero. So then does Punisher count? Because he's an anti-hero, so he's not like fully. It's kind of a.
I'll let you have it. No,
Well, I
it's
guess you'd
fine.
also
I'll
did
let
pick
you
Red
have it.
Hood, and he's kind of the same deal.
Yeah, kinda. Yeah. Red Hood is pretty much the anti-hero guy. Yeah. So we go. What's the name? This is gonna be a pick that you probably don't even know, but I'm still gonna pick him. I'm gonna pick Rorschach.
It doesn't ring a bell.
It's a guy from. You ever watch Watchmen before?
No. I think I've heard of it,
What?
but I've never seen it.
You never watched Watchmen,
No.
bro? I feel like you would like it from from a stylistic point of view. Like it's actually a really beautiful. Like he has a really nice shot hero movie. It's completely different from any type of Marvel movie type situation. But you know, Rorschach is like a very, very, very dark version of Batman type situation. If I had to, actually, no, that's not even a good description. I don't know. You gotta watch the movie though, bro.
Alright, I'll get around to it eventually.
You
Someday,
never heard of
maybe.
Dr. Manhattan before?
I've heard of Dr. Manhattan.
Yeah,
He's the blue
that's where
guy
he came from.
who does the like the race stuff, right? Or he's from that
Yeah.
like that one clip where he's like blue and the guy like the redhead with the beard is like do it, and then like the blue dude just looks at him, he's like do it, and then he like waves his hand and it's like boom.
Yeah, that's it, bro. He's OP as fuck. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. Okay, I have ADHD, so we're gonna switch the subject again. Who do you think has the most OP characters? Cause personally, I would say DC has more OP characters, but I feel like you guys also have OP characters. I'm saying you guys as in like Marvel.
Okay, so this is a tough one to answer because, like I said, I don't really know DC, and you know a lot more about Marvel than I do DC just from the movies. Um, I don't know, and it kind of depends too, because like the comics have different abilities from the movies compared to cartoons. It's all power scaling's all over the place.
I mean, honestly, I think comic books are just really you don't know which
What do you?
run of the character you should have portraying in the battle, you know? Because like
Yeah,
if I chose
that's true.
Superman, Superman can fucking take the power of the sun and shit, and apparently he's like a billion times stronger than anybody else in the world or some shit like that. But that's also in like a specific issue on a specific like author type situation, and that could go the same for like Thor, you know, or
Yeah,
like Hulk.
this is Who would you say is the strongest character in DC that you know?
I mean, okay, the only way this will work is if we gotta choose a character that is strong in every comic book that they're in. And the only character that I can think of that is strong in every comic book is Superman. I've never seen him not be like the strongest person in the verse. Well, I've seen other like omnipotent like characters and stuff like that, but I'll just choose him because he's like the safe pick.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. I'm not sure who I think is the strongest because, like you said, like there's a quote out there. I think it was Stanley who said it. Like the one who decides who wins is the writer, and like that's kind of what we're doing right now. Like a who would win, and now because like I'm trying to think who would win, I'm like having trouble thinking of who's the strongest. Cause like
Do you
I've
think
go ahead.
I'm about to say, do you think Sentry can beat Superman? Because I think
It's
Sentry is the strongest Marvel character, if I'm not
See, the
mistaken.
thing is that I don't know anything about Sentry because
Ah,
I only recently learned about him because of Thunderbolts, right?
yeah.
And like even then, I still haven't seen the movie. So and I've heard him be compared to Superman, but because I don't know anything about him, I can't say.
'Cause I think, if I'm not mistaken, and I'll look it up right now, so I won't be talking out of my ass. But I'm pretty sure that Sentry was Marvel's version of Superman, and they made him to compete with Superman.
I think it was Sentry. I want to think I heard the name Hyperion thrown around too, as like Marvel Superman. Like of long, this was a few years ago, when people were saying like who Henry Cavill should play in Marvel. But then again, they also I think one of the Eternals is like a Superman knockoff too. Uh, hmm,
Okay, AI says
you can't trust AI.
I know, but like, wait,
We
hold on.
just had a conversation on this.
You're right. No, we didn't have a conversation. You sassed me up with it. Okay, so in an article, it says that Sentry is MCU's strongest hero yet, but is he Marvel Superman, right? Which is just a nickname, blah blah blah. And then it does say online that Sentry was made to compete with Superman. Now, I'll double check and see which one was made first. So let's see. Superman,
Well,
I think
obviously
Superman is
Superman
one of
was
the
made
oldest
first.
names.
I think
Yeah,
he's like thought of as like the first superhero, like the way we think of him. Because he's from like the 30s, I think, if not late 20s.
I thought Captain America was the first superhero. Am I tripping?
No, not even close.
Oh, I'm looking
I
it
mean,
up
like
right now.
even I think Namor and the original Human Torch predated Captain America.
Oh, yep, yeah. Superman is recognized as the first superhero. He was the most popular. He was made in 1938. So when was
Oh dang, I was way off.
1938? Bro, my people was getting segregated while Superman was flying around, bro. That shit crazy. Shout out, bro. Um, Century. Hold on. Century.
You good,
First
bro?
appearance. Huh?
You good, bro?
Nah, I just thought about that joke, and that's a fucking crazy joke. That's what the fuck? Where'd that come from? Okay, Century was made in 2000. So yeah, he's a relatively new superhero. Okay.
I did not know that he was that recent. Like the only thing I know about Sentry from the comics is that he was retconned to be in the original Secret Wars, and as a response, or as like as a result of something that happened in there, he was kind of forgotten by the entire universe.
Was he popular? Because
I don't know.
I've heard of Sentry, like how before Thunderbolts and all that. I've heard of Sentry.
Was it like before Thunderbolts you heard it because he was going to be in the movie, or you just like heard about the Century?
No, I heard about him because I was really into the DC versus Marvel stuff, and it
Okay.
was all like, the Sentry beats Superman, and I think that's a death battle if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, Sentry versus Superman. Let me just. Is it a death battle? Nah, but somebody made a video of it. Okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure I watched this before. Yeah, 8 months ago. Yeah. Uh, 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 um. I want to keep going because this is actually really fun. But
Yeah, it's bedtime.
yeah, it's my bedtime. Also, if you guys like these type of videos, I could always think of some random shit of would you rather's or just random questions to ask the boys. Because, we can't always just do tier lists all the time. I want to do more different stuff.
It's just it's good to yap. Just
It
stretch your
is.
brain, exercise your brain muscles, add more wrinkles so you're not losing any to the Italian brain rot or whatever
Fuck you.
virus has been going around right now.
Listen, my brain rotters, bro. I have been plagued
They're called
with Italian
brainiacs.
brain rot. Yeah, I know, but
They're called
like,
brainiacs now.
I got new nicknames for all of them. Okay, you act like I call you only Pookie Bear, bro. Like, I also call you Gangapus. But my brainiacs.